Welcome back. Just as I promised, we're continuing to celebrate the Northwestern Tigers dance team as they were down competing in lacrosse just a few hours ago. Special thanks to dance coaches and Superintendent Carl Morin for sending in this video of the dance team at the lacrosse center. Here's Hanson and Krause performing their solos. Hanson danced to Billie Eilish's Greatest, while her teammate got down to the song Hope by NF. The team just finished up their performance about 30 minutes ago. As mentioned before, they went with an angry jazz number. Right now, it's too early to know how they placed, but we hope to update you tonight at 10.